Hey all, so once again it's Charlie Potters here reporting from Nyan Company Auction Gallery. I've been helping out around here a little bit and helped to get this auction set up, which is their June 6th auction. Preview's open now, but they're open for special preview this Sunday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So if you got nothing going on, you want to come down and see it in person, that'd be great. But I figured I'd do a quick tour of the gallery and show all my friends what it is that these folks have got on offer. So here I've got the front room. There's a couple of paintings that I really like in here. There's this killer silver on bronze centerpiece, probably early first quarter or second quarter of the 19th century, weighs a ton. It's a great piece. One of my favorite paintings in the whole auction is this guy right here. This lady. I love her because she's reading a book, but I also love her with this original frame, which is absolutely killer with this sort of gilded ivy, carved ivory on gesso. Really something wonderful. We have a nice big Wilson Irvin here, which I think my wife would like, except Sue, we don't have a wall big enough, I think, to take that. So some other lucky person's going to have to come and buy this good Connecticut artist. We have a lot of really great art in this sale. So lots of other stuff besides art, but certainly if you are a person looking for either traditional old masters, if you're looking for modern, there's a Marcus Stabi right next to some very nice 18th century Italian school landscapes by Dimache, I think. One of my favorite pieces of furniture in the whole gallery is, actually I'm going to turn around again right here. This is a Hackensack corner cupboard, probably from around 1800, give or take. Bergen County furniture is something that I'm particularly fond of. That's a classic Hackensack matchstick style corner cupboard. If I had the space for it, I would definitely want to bring it home. But then again, where would we put the giant statue of the head? So don't worry, Sue, we're not going to get that. Bisbee. No, this is the best dog in all of auction land. This is Bisbee, who's a very good puppy, and she's going to walk around the gallery with me. This sale has got more furniture in it than I can recall in a very long time. Despite all the smalls that you see in the showcases, this sale was very difficult to set up because of all of the pieces of furniture. There's probably over 800 individual lots in this sale, which makes it a pretty big sale. And the furniture runs the gamut from sort of American Victorian to this beautiful English dining table, late Georgian dining table. For those of my friends who are wine connoisseurs, there's a great wine vault here that's not going to probably sell for a lot of money. So if somebody needs a really good place to store their wine collection, this would be the place to do it. One of my favorite paintings overall is this large Hudson School landscape. Really like the detail in it. It's from a guy named Henry Bowes, and I really think that it's one of the best ones by him I've ever seen, but it's a little too big for our house, so I'm afraid we can't buy that one either. Just not enough room. We've got Michael over there, Michael Gang, working hard. Say hi, Michael.
Hello.
There you go.
Working.
Hard working. There you go. That's what we like to see. And as I continue to go through some of the objects, you'll see furniture ranges from some Chinese tables and a great wicker set, an old one. If anybody here has an appetite for good early wicker, one of the great Montclair or Glenridge porches, you can definitely use a set like this. This is not one of these vinyl wire repros. This is a real good old wicker set that's in very nice shape. Came in with a lot of other wicker too. This yellow painted wicker set these beautiful early, probably Haywood Wakefield, I'm told, wicker chairs. Look at the detail on this. You're not getting that at Home Depot. There's a ridiculous amount of sort of dressers, and some of them really good, like this French dresser right there, or Dutch dresser is a really good piece. Here's a Georgian Partners desk. If someone absolutely positively wants to have the big statement in their office for two people, here's a Partners desk, because you see you've got them on both sides, and it's a legitimate Partners desk, a legitimate Georgian piece. One of the things in lighting which is particularly nice is this Baccarat chandelier. So if you are coming up with a really good reason to put something in the center of your dining room and you want to spend money on something which is the real thing and not a repro, this would be the thing you might want to consider. It's a beautiful chandelier. We have a ridiculous amount of rugs in this auction, including that whole back wall is filled with Aubusson rugs. So each one of those is a hanging rug. Many of those rugs are at least 15 feet long, so they're big rugs. We've got a pretty nice selection of English furniture, ranging from Georgian to mid-Victorian. Came out of some very good collections. There is what I can only describe as the big comfy couch, for those of you that care. This is the most ridiculously large couch I've ever seen. If I were to sit on that, I would look like a 3-year-old. It is huge in every aspect, but there's a beautiful French armoire behind it as well. There's the usual selection of very nice mirrors and lamps that, again, if you felt the need that you were looking for something to sort of spruce up one of the rooms, this would be a place to sort of go for it. Let me see. Oh, some of my favorites here are these two sets of Whistler etchings. These come directly from a relative of James McNeill Whistler, and done in his lifetime. So if you ever thought you might want to have a real Whistler, here's two separate lots. Lot number 1, the first lot of the auction, and lot number 6. These come from a good collection, like I said, directly from the family. If I come around this way again, back into sort of wicker land, you get an idea of just how much stuff is here. Going across, we've got some Orientalia. We have, and I mean, everything from vases and whatnot. The real highlight of this auction, I think, is the artwork. Not that all the artwork is good, but some of it is really spectacular. That and some period mirrors. If you've got a colonial house, you might want to consider this. This is not a reproduction. This is a real period 18th century mirror. Beautiful shape. Missing a little bit of molding on the bottom. Let's see. One of my favorite pieces, but I'm still a folk art guy at heart, is this painted blanket chest. This is great folk art decoration. It's a little rough on the top, but this painted decorated folk art, grain painted and smoke decorated blanket chest is really pretty special. I think it might be from New Jersey, but it could also be from Pennsylvania. English tall case clock, if you absolutely positively need one of those. Some very good ship paintings, including a very nice painting, which I think might be a Jacobsen, but again, it's unsigned, so I can't attribute it. But I can tell you that this is the America's Cup race between the English and American ship, probably from the last quarter of the 19th century. So it's a good size and a very well executed, and it sure looks like a Jacobsen. The water looks like a Jacobsen. French marble top center table. Lots of great games tables of just about every period. What else do I like? I like that portrait. That's just me personally. I like that portrait. I also like this landscape, which is done in the 30s. Reminds me sort of a Pennsylvania school, but it's not. It's actually in Connecticut. We have a very good amount of glassware, decanters, a lot of porcelain, a lot of pottery, a little bit of folk art, not too much. And then of course, if you haven't found anything you wanted in modern art, and you haven't found anything in classical art, and you haven't found anything in furniture, and you don't think you need any silver, you can always just come here and buy some jewelry, because there is a pretty nice selection of jewelry in the jewelry auction, which is on the second day. We've got a man's Rolex. There is a Tiffany man's watch. That pocket watch is a Concord minute repeater, which is a pretty high-end watch for someone who might be interested. There's lots and lots of gold jewelry, diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, a beautiful strand of pearls. Sue, what do you think? Maybe one more, just for fun. And I would say overall, if I'm running through the gallery, which is kind of what I'm doing, I think you get an idea. That's a pretty good, quick overview of everything that's on offer. And with that, I'm gonna say, I hope you enjoyed the quick tour. I hope it gives you a reason to come down on Saturday, Sunday rather, and take a look. Sunday the 3rd and 12 to 4, and poke around yourself and see if there's something that you would find interesting to look at. It's a lot of fun to come down to an auction preview. You don't have to buy anything. It's just a really good thing to do, and it's right here. It's only a mile from my house, so if you're my neighbor, you can come right down here to Nye & Company, and I'm sure they'd be glad to show you around. I'll talk to you in a bit. Take care.